All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day of Saber Sims DFS office hours. It is Friday, December 2nd of 2022. Starting late today, I really apologize to all of you. I promise it is going to be worth it. We just got done recording a really awesome behind the Sims video. Went long, a lot of great conversation with the team. I was really excited about it at the end. I think you are all going to be really excited about it. Should be out at some point today. So keep your eyes out. There should be an announcement, and hopefully we can get that out by the end of the day so you all can catch it over the weekend. But that is why we are starting late, doing some awesome content behind the scenes, and just went a little long there. So for those of you who are new here, welcome. My name is Andrew. I'm one of the coaches here at SaberSim. This is a show where we go over how to use the SaberSim app, answer any and all DFS related questions that come in the office hours channel in our Discord server. If you are not in the Discord, there is a link in the description below to get joined up. Highly recommend it. Lots of awesome conversations happening over in the channels every single day. If you are just tuning in and have a question that you want to get answered, throw it in the YouTube chat. We will get to all of the questions before the end of the show today. Gonna jump right in since we are starting late here. And looks like the first question that came in was from KG. It got answered already by Jordan, but I'm gonna jump in and answer it just so everyone gets to hear it. So question was, hey guys, have a quick question on the unique random fill. If I have 300 entries and only build 150 lineups, and thus it has to duplicate, does it automatically prevent duplications within the same contest? If not, what's the most efficient way to check for that? Okay, really good question. So let's say that you build you have 250 max contests, right? And you build 150 lineups. So even if you use unique random, it is going to use all 150 in one contest and all 150 in the second contest. It is not going to duplicate across contests. We make sure that lineups do not get duplicated within a contest until all lineups have been used. So, if you have 20 lineups and unique random fill into a 150 max, we will have to duplicate to finish filling. But by default, we make sure not to duplicate as long as there are enough lineups to fill all of your entries. But good question. Wanted to touch on that for anybody who might have had that question themselves. Okay, got a question here from Studawood with a lot of screenshots. So this one might take me a little bit to dissect. Question said, so I am doing some testing with the stat requirement rules. I got a bring back from each player except for DK. Should I just manually add the bring back that matches my value or redo the rule again? And it looks like these rules, a lot going on with these rules. What I can say is that I'm gonna write you a rule with a stat requirement and show you how you would do that, considering that is what you were trying to do. So let's just start the process over, and I will show you how to do that rule. So let's say I always want a QB +2 with a run back, right? So if I wanted to come in here, I would say stack advanced, and then I would go QB equals 1. Oh, actually, no, you said you wanted a stat requirement. So that would do the rule. If you want to make sure that the run back is a specific player, then you would do it this way. So I would say if at least 3, and then I'm going to group by team. And then I would say QB, maybe I want all of them, right? And then I'm going to say then use at least 1. So this would be 1 QB, 2 pass catchers. And then use at least 1 player from the opposing team that is a pass catcher. And then maybe I want this run back to have a projection over 10 points. And then you could save this as a manual rule. So that way we can go in and check these. So it's going to say, if Seattle QB, then greater than or equal to 1 wide receiver, tight end. So, okay, hold on. So this is a rule for stacking. So let's come in here. Oh, I said the same team. Sorry. I should have said opposing team. So I'm saying, and then it's not if, it's use. So use at least 3. Man, what is going on here? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna try this again. Sorry, having some issues here. So group automatic. Use at least 3. Group by team. No, it has to be. Huh. This is okay. Sorry, everybody. This is pretty interesting. But I'm saying if at least 3. So this is an if-then rule. So it will only happen if it comes up. So I don't think you can actually add a stat requirement to a QB plus 2 with a run back. You can force a QB plus 2 with a run back, but you can't use it as like a requirement. If you wanted to do it as a requirement, what you would have to do is use an if-then rule. So then, yes, so we would create an if-then rule. So if at least 3 from the team, then use at least 1 on the opposing team. That is a wide receiver or tight end. And then my projection greater than 10. I would then save this rule. And then I would have to filter out those lineups in the post build is what I would have to do. So I'm going to get rid of this one. I created the same rule twice, so I'm going to get rid of this one. So I have this one rule that we're using. And then I'm saying if it's a QB plus 2 with a run back, do this, right? So I'm going to build, some lineups. And then what I'm going to have to do in the post build is just determine which stacks I want to use. That is how you're going to have to do it. So I'm going to let the builder run here, and I'm going to see how many QB plus 2s with a run back I get. And then I'm going to see what that looks like. As long as the receiver on the other side is over 10 points, then the rule is being followed. So I would build my 500 lineups. I would come into stack types. I have 71 that meet this criteria. So then I'm just going to bump this up to min 100. I'm going to hit apply. And then now all 20 of my lineups are QB plus 2 with a run back. So now I can come in and look at these and then see if it's being followed. So it's Kirk Cousins against the Jets. Garrett Wilson with an 11-point projection meets our 10-point projection threshold. And then same thing here. Kyle Allen with Cleveland, Amari Cooper on the other side. So the rule is working. So if you use an if-then rule, when you get a QB plus 2 with a run back, it's going to follow this criteria. And then you just need to make sure that you have enough lineups in your pool to make you enough to meet your number of requested lineups. So that is how I would recommend doing it, Studewood. So good question there. Let me know if you have any follow-up. Okay. All right. Gonna scroll down here. Snowman 11 said, can you show us how to do back testing NFL and NBA? This is a really good question. To be honest, I can't show you how to do this, frankly, because I don't know how to do this. This would require having, DraftKings CSVs, which, FanDuel doesn't offer post-slate CSVs, so you wouldn't be able to do any back testing really on like FanDuel, but or at least as far as I know, and my limited, I have limited knowledge on this topic. So you would need CSVs, you would need actuals, and you would need the ability to be able to do this back testing. So I don't know how to do this. I think this is an interesting question. I am going to take this back to the team. So Snowman, I think this is a good question. Let me talk about it internally, and then I can follow up with everybody on Monday's show and see if I have any new information from the team that I can provide to you all. So really good question there. And okay, next question here from Studewood. And this is the last question we have. I realize we might be short on questions today. Some people might not have been able to catch the show with it getting pushed back. Really apologize. Again, there are any questions anybody has, get them in now. Now is the time to post them. So question from Sudowood: I'm having issues with getting my global exposures to stick. I did a global exposure for 30 twice and it keeps coming back 100 for everybody. How should I troubleshoot this? Okay, so I have the build parameters here, and it looks like you are unchecking tight end in the flex, and you are also building a lineup of 5,000. So global max exposure of 30. I'm going to uncheck this rule that we had here to make this not so restrictive. We have a min projection filter, which is fine. So let's give this a shot and let's see what this looks like. I am curious myself of what this is going to look like. So let's see what our pool of 5,000 lineups looks like as soon as it gets running here. This is the last show of the week, everybody. We will be back on Monday for our at our regular time. So just a side note, while we let this run, streams will be at 2 p.m. Eastern, just a rare occurrence today. So, okay, looks like our 5,000 lineups are showing up now. So we are going to dive into this and see what our max exposures look like. Okay, so basically what the max exposure did was that it went into every single player and changed their max exposure to 30. This looks correct to me, and this is true for the 30 that we're seeing. Sometimes players will get over 30 in the pool. That happens, and it looks like it only happened for an individual player. So, Studio, if you're seeing something like this is how it's supposed to work, if you are seeing something different than this, I would use the report a problem link. That way we can troubleshoot it further and just type in a message, say, hey, setting global max exposure is not being honored, and the team can look into it further. But, looking at this demo that we just did, this is the way it is supposed to look. I think that, you might see some like there is a chance that you see more than 30 in an individual player column, but you only see 30 in the all. So somebody might be being used at like a little bit of a high. Oh no, actually that's not true. I was thinking if like somebody was using the running back and the flex, so like they might be 9% in the running back, but then they might be like 20% overall. And that's because we are going to then add up their running back and flex exposure. Doesn't sound like that's exactly what's happening. So I would do it exactly how we have just demoed, and then see if that is a problem, basically. That is more on the bug side. So give that a shot. Let me know if you're still having trouble with it. I didn't have any other pre-build settings or stack types or anything like that. I think the more constraints and things like that you put on the builder will make it harder to get to those global max exposures. So just some food for thought there. But looking at the chat, that is our last question. I will hang around for a little bit here and see if any more questions roll in. I feel like I owe it to you guys. You guys stuck around and waited for me to show up, so I am going to stick around and wait to see if any more questions come in. Just a side note while we are waiting, we just got done recording a Behind the Sims episode with me, Jordan, Andy, and Matt. It was a really good conversation, about an hour and 15 minutes long. Highly recommend checking it out. Should be out later today. Was a really good conversation. If you guys have any thoughts or feedback, you guys can either comment in the YouTube comments or you guys can comment in the Office Hours channel. I think Jordan is going to come on Monday's show and kind of we'll do like a little debrief on the specific video. So that's why it will be good to post any questions you have in regards to it. Like, so, I was thinking this while watching it. Throw those in the YouTube, in the Office Hours channel or in the YouTube comments, and we will make sure to touch on all of those on Monday's show. Should be a good one. We'll be happy to have Jordan back. Always a great time when we are able to get together on a show and bounce ideas off of each other. But That being said, everybody, not seeing too many more questions. The team is around all weekend. If you guys are having any issues, throw them in the support channel or use the report a problem link. It is the best place to get a hold of us, and we will make sure to get back to you as soon as possible. But until then, good luck in your contest, everybody, and I will see you all next week, 2 p.m. Eastern.